We have seen a disturbing pattern of the left, both at the federal level and at the state level, using its power to go after conservatives. We've seen this with Trump in his multiple indictments. We've seen this in the other defendants who are charged, for example, in the Georgia case, even in the January 6th case. And then at the state level, we see Democratic state attorneys general going after conservatives. And this has happened, it happened to Tom DeLay. This was when, honey? Going back to the early 2000s. That was one of the early cases. And it happened in my case, 2013. This was with the Southern District of New York. So Democrats do this. They've sort of perfected it, and they are relentless in doing this. And Republicans normally just stand back and don't do anything in return or in retaliation. Where are the Republican attorneys general who have made major indictments? I think there's a lot of room here for Republicans to hit back. Indict Mayorkas, indict Merrick Garland, indict Biden for child trafficking. There are all kinds of things you can do. And again, the point is not that the charges have enormous merit. It doesn't matter if they have merit. The point is that you file them in jurisdictions where you're going to get a conviction. This is the left strategy. So I'm actually just recommending that we do the same. Find conservative areas of Mississippi and Texas and Louisiana. File these cases where you get red juries, and then we'll see how the left likes it. The point here ultimately is a sort of mutually assured destruction. And I realize that many Republicans will go, well, we don't need to go there. Well, if you don't need to go there, then you're basically saying that we agree to be the antelope and we're going to let the left be the lion. And this is going to be the pattern of American politics. Every time they want, they jump onto members of the herd and eat them alive. The other members of the herd then run away, hoping not to be eaten next. So my point is, it's kind of good sometimes to be the lion, not because we want to be the lion. Ultimately, we want to live and let live. But the way to live and let live is to give the left a taste of its own medicine, to mix a metaphor a little bit. Well, now in Georgia, an interesting development just reported yesterday. Georgia Attorney General indicts 61 Antifa activists on RICO charges. Whoa. Now, there are two things interesting about this. The first is that the indictment is in Fulton County. Let's remember that the Fulton County DA, Fannie Willis, is using the RICO statutes to go after Trump and go after the, 18 defendants, co-defendants in this charge that they worked together as a conspiracy to overturn the election in Georgia and in the United States. So here you have not Fannie Willis. She's not going to bring a case against Antifa. She's sympathetic to Antifa, if not a secret member of Antifa herself. And in any event, it's not going to come from her. Well, this is coming from the Republican Attorney General of Georgia. His name is Chris Carr. And he has brought this indictment against 61 people. Now, a lot of them, some of them live in Georgia, but a bunch of them don't live in Georgia. Doesn't matter. His point is that they have worked in a coordinated way using violence. And so the charges involve domestic terrorism, attempted arson, money laundering. And Carr puts it very well. He says, look, as this indictment shows, looking the other way when violence occurs is not an option in Georgia. If you come to our state and shoot a police officer, throw Molotov cocktails at law enforcement, set fire to police vehicles, damage construction equipment, vandalize private homes and businesses, terrorize their occupants, you can and will be held accountable. Now, the main target of this RICO charges is a group called Defend the Atlanta Forest. And this is an environmental group that decided that we're going to terrorize and we're going to occupy 381 forested acres in DeKalb County. This is, by the way, land that is owned by the Atlanta Police Foundation. It's leased by the Atlanta government. They were building an Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. And after the George Floyd business of 2020, this group, this radical environmental group said, well, listen, we are going to go after the police. We're going to occupy this land ourselves. And so there were apparently 225 overt attacks or acts of violence that took place in the city, going all the way back to 2020 and continuing to the present. So continuing really over a 3-year period. Interestingly, one of the high-profile people involved in this is a guy named Thomas Jurgens, Jurgens. He's a staff attorney at the Southern Poverty Law Center. So I'm actually thrilled to say that these guys are now facing exactly the same kind of RICO indictment that is being mobilized against Trump. And so this could be a case where the Georgia Attorney General is just saying, listen, we have no tolerance for violence. We're going to prosecute it. But I hope it's also part of a bigger pattern, because let's think about it. We've had these left-wing riots all over the place. And so these prosecutions don't need to be limited to Georgia. Where are the prosecutions in Texas? Where are the prosecutions in Florida? Where are the prosecutions stretching across the country? There are numerous Republican DAs who can do this stuff. I'm glad the process is getting started, but I say, let's get it on. Debbie and I are on a great health journey, but we still struggle to eat enough fruits, veggies, and fiber. And of course, that is a necessity. And lucky for us, we discovered Balance of Nature, and there's no better way to get all your fruits and veggies plus fiber than with Balance of Nature. This is Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. They're in a capsule, so easy to take, made from fresh whole produce. The produce is powdered after an advanced vacuum cold process, which stabilizes the maximum nutrient content. And this is Balance of Nature's Fiber and Spice, a proprietary blend of fiber and 12 spices for overall and digestive health. Join Debbie and me. Start with your journey to better health right now. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com. You'll get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code America. Again, the number to call, 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com. Get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code America.